private schools, those bastions of upper middle class America where parents who can afford it send their sons and daughters to get away from everyday problems, are now plagued by the same everyday problems that plague the public schools. But there is one private school, tuition $15,000 a year, that seems to have a solution. It's the Hyde School in Bath, Maine, where 145 students get a different kind of education.
I guess I got out of stereotyping people.
I think my destiny is to be a leader.
And we come together as one.
You are on the road, must have a code that you can live by.
Each of us has a purpose in life, a destiny that's uniquely ours, and we need to develop our character in order to connect with that destiny.
We believe that if you focus on character, if you help a kid tap into what really motivates them, they're going to succeed.
I had a crisis of conscience on a New Year's Eve in 1962 when I got off by myself and realized I was part of an educational system that was failing American kids. In my calculus class, I had this 14-year-old genius, lazy, self-centered. I was trying to tell him he knew less about himself and life than any kid I'd ever taught, and I'm giving him my highest grade. Same class. I've got this discouraged Vermont farm boy who says to me, "Mr. Gall, I work twice as hard as everybody else and get half as much out of it." And I'm trying to tell him, he wants to be an engineer, and I'm trying to tell him his character and determination will someday maybe make him the best engineer in the class, and I'm giving him my lowest grade. And it's not surprising that years later when I checked on this, the first, although he graduated from MIT with an A average at 18, had been unemployed for 11 years. The second one had become a nationally recognized engineer. I started with the idea that two things. First of all, character development, because I knew if you could do that, you'd really help kids in life. Courage, integrity, concern, curiosity, and leadership.
Character is like a photograph. It develops in the dark, and what that means to me is you learn the most from the mistakes that you've made in your past.
How do you get kids to believe in themselves?
Well, I think that's the first thing is get away from the comparison about abilities. You know, get them away from the idea that, you know, that their achievement measures their sense of worth. You know, get them to the idea that what measures you is your character.
What is it like here as a school? How would you describe it?
Well, it's very different. It's very different from any school I've ever been to. And I think the expectations here are so much greater. Like, not so much what you achieve, but how you achieve it. And no one here expects you to be, you know, the best compared to everybody else, but they want you to be the best that you can be for yourself.
If I was seriously going to help kids prepare for life, I had to begin with parents and family.
The parenting program is a clear expectation at the outset. We talk about it at the admissions interview, that it's not a voluntary activity, it's a required activity.
Certainly none of the other schools that we had checked into had a family component at all, much less one that was something that you're expected to do, that it is compulsory.
If you really want to teach your kids and influence your kids, you've got to change yourself.
The headmaster is Malcolm Gauld, the son of the school's founder.
I think Hyde School is on what I call the character fulfillment track. Character is like a muscle. I mean, you work it, it gets bigger, stronger. What I think your kids really want is I think they want to be inspired.
My attitude was, okay, I've got this kid, he's got problems. You take him, I'll give you the check, see you later, let me know how it works out.
Instead, the McCrans and all parents attend monthly regional meetings and sessions called family learning centers.
Something is going wrong in your life, and most parents point their finger at the kid and say, what are you doing? Why are you ruining my life and your life? And that's what we were doing. And when we came here, the idea was that maybe you're focusing on him and you should look elsewhere. You should look within.
But how is it that doctors, lawyers, architects, people who are in many ways extraordinarily accomplished, don't apply some of those skills to their families?
We often separate our professional lives from our personal lives. The character issue is really the issue of emotional truth, of being truthful with yourself, with your families, about what you really feel, what you really think, what you're really experiencing. And that level of honesty is something very few of us are trained to do.
Why did you choose to go down this road? I mean, it's not the only...
There was no choice. It was that or lose them.
It can't be the easiest thing to have to accept, though, some of this blame for yourself.
It's awful. But it's easy to accept if it gets better, right? If you can say, yeah, I screwed up. How do we fix it? Let's go to work.
I think this idea can be incorporated in lots of schools. It doesn't have to just happen at this one place.
Let's spread the wealth.
As we have learned, Hyde's basic purpose is to develop character, and by doing so, they believe they unleash the deepest motivation in a person, self-discovery. Now, to help parents on their own road to self-discovery, Malcolm and Laura Gauld have condensed many years of experience into this newly published book called The Biggest Job We'll Ever Have. It revisits the 10 priorities of parenting taught in Hyde's family program.